Tonight, we have breaking news as we come on the air. This new warning, the winds now coming again tonight. They're warning of a particularly dangerous situation. Winds up to 75 miles an hour again this evening in California. We're also learning tonight of two passenger jets. Authorities say just seconds from a mid-air collision, what we know so far. First tonight, this new warning just in this evening, the wildfire emergency in the Los Angeles area. New dangerous Santa Ana winds about to return tonight, gusting up to 75 miles per hour. Where the fires are still burning at this hour and where this could be a major concern. The death toll rising in tonight, the major new clue on the potential cause of one of these fires. Our team standing by across the fire zone and Ginger Z standing by with the forecast. The winds coming tonight and right through Wednesday. Also tonight, this dangerous and brutal cold across much of the country tonight. Wind chills below 0 to single digits from the Dakotas to the Midwest, then moving right into the Northeast. Tonight, that terrifying mid-air close call, two passenger jets, a Delta flight and a United flight. It was the computers in the cockpits that suddenly warned them they were seconds from colliding. The American hostages in Gaza. Is there now a deal soon coming? And how many Americans are still believed to be alive? What we're learning tonight. Breaking news from the Justice Department just moments ago. Special Counsel David Weiss releasing his final report on Hunter Biden with harsh words for President Biden. It comes just hours before the expected release of Jack Smith's report on Donald Trump. Tonight, the arrest involving WNBA star Caitlin Clark, an alleged stalker, arrested after traveling from Texas to Indiana. The player telling police she feared for her life. The concern tonight over respiratory illness across this country. The new warning from the CDC this evening. What they're now seeing in at least 35 states. Tonight, the major news involving Bob Dylan.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
The Dylan treasures up for grabs. Tonight here, we remember a beloved actress who played her role for nearly 50 years.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We are back from California, and it is difficult to put into words the scope of what we saw. And tonight, now this new warning coming in. Our team remains fanned out across the fire zone. Authorities now warning of very dangerous Santa Ana winds yet again tonight. The National Weather Service calling this a particularly dangerous situation, calling for winds up to 75 miles per hour again this evening, right through Wednesday. More than 12 million people right now under red flag warnings as we come on this evening, where they're most concerned with these winds soon coming. Firefighters battling the flames from the air, but soon those winds could be too strong for aircraft to take to the skies. The National Guard joining the fight. Video from inside the cockpit of a firefighting C-130 dropping retardant on the Palisades fire. The toll is already staggering. Look at these images. More than 12,000 homes and structures destroyed. At least 24 people dead. Now the search for the missing. And tonight, investigators on the scene of the Palisades fire looking for answers. Just now emerging, the early minutes of the Eden fire, captured in video, a couple running out of their home after seeing flames under a utility tower. The flames quickly spreading across Altadena. And tonight, what could be a potential major clue as to how one of these fires started. Ginger Z is standing by to time out these winds tonight, how long this lasts, and again, where they're most concerned. And our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, in California, leading us off on the fight against the fires still underway right now, with these new winds now coming.
Tonight, Southern California again facing howling winds and extreme fire danger. The National Weather Service designating tonight's wind event as a particularly dangerous situation, just a week after the most destructive fires in Southern California history left 24 people dead, more than 12,000 structures believed damaged or destroyed, and firefighters exhausted. And tonight, families on edge.
They said 70-mile-an-hour winds. It's going to be very difficult to contain that fire.
Firefighters taking advantage of a break in those powerful winds that grounded crucial firefighting aircraft, making an all-out aerial assault on the Palisades fire over the past 48 hours. Massive air tankers dumping that pink Phos-Chek. Choppers swooping into canyons for precision drops over the fire lines. Reinforcements pouring in for both Mexico and Canada.
We are not in the clear as of yet, and we must not let our guard down.
At the Eden fire, firefighters going through neighborhoods, mopping up hot spots, and search and rescue teams comb through the ashes.
And now the grueling task of digging through the debris. for human remains, and firefighters from around the country are here. They have to clear every single one of these structures before they can allow people to move back in here.
Authorities aware of the mounting frustration here.
People are saying, I just want to go look at my house and I want to see what's left. We know that, but we have people literally looking for the remains of your neighbors. Please be patient with us.
And as communities brace for this next wind event, tonight, possible clues as to how the Eaton fire started.
Hey, babe, I need you to come out here right now.
Jeffrey and Cheryl Koo capturing doorbell and cell phone video as they raced to evacuate their home in Altadena after they saw this fire near their home at around 6:19 p.m. Tuesday.
It was a nightmare, and I think the worst part was every time I checked on the fire, it got worse.
The Coos neighbors, Pedro Rojas and Jennifer Errico, also sending us their pictures and video, all showing what appears to be the same fire at the base of this electrical transmission tower. We tried to get a closer look.
Eaton Canyon is below me, and right there is that transmission tower that the Coos say they saw the fire burning initially. It may be one of several, or the first place where the fire started, but that's the tower, at least in the video.
And so far, ABC News has learned at least 4 homeowners and renters who lost their homes in the Eaton fire have filed lawsuits against Southern California Edison, alleging the company failed to de-energize equipment despite those wind warnings. Today, the head of SoCal Edison's parent company telling GMA they've seen no indication their equipment started the fire, but they're aware of the videos and investigating.
As soon as we can get close to it, we'll inspect and we'll be transparent with the public.
SoCal Edison, David, also telling us that they are aware of those lawsuits. Now, the National Weather Service issuing its highest level of alert. And because these winds are coming in the middle of the night towards the early morning, they are concerned that they might catch people in bed sleeping. So they are pleading with folks here not to turn off those emergency alerts on their phones. They say lives could be at stake. David?
Yeah, the most dangerous time for those winds to come right in the evening hours after people go to bed. Matt, thank you. Tonight, of course, the overwhelming need as well and questions over insurance. Will families be covered? And what do you do when everything is gone? Kana Whitworth also in California again tonight.
With a fresh round of fierce winds threatening more homes tonight, a growing relief effort to help tens of thousands who have already lost everything.
Sorry, I feel so bad for the people. So just wanted to come help somebody.
So many in desperate need. LA's new district attorney is warning anyone who tries to take advantage of them will face the consequences.
So the criminals have decided that this is an opportunity, and I'm here to tell you that this is not an opportunity. You will be arrested. You will be prosecuted.
At least 9 people have been arrested for looting, and prosecutors say some fire victims are also facing price gouging on everything from medical supplies to hotels. The Harrison Kambaramis and their twins lost everything when the fire swept through their rental home in Altadena, including Ferris-sized professional film gear. They say their insurer refused to cover them when they moved to a nearby rental in November.
We were kicking ourselves like when we saw the Palisade fire start. All of a sudden we're like, we never got another policy. And so, of course, it was too late at that point because our home burned the next day. Yeah.
So you saw it and you thought about it?
Yeah, I feel sick about it.
Thousands now converging on the Santa Anita racetrack parking lot. It started with food vendors feeding their community.
They're giving away free food.
Their efforts going viral.
We have wheelchairs, we have coffee pots, we have blankets.
And tonight, organizers are urging anyone impacted by the fires to come get what they need.
So we're really hoping that we get more people that need these items to come and pick up the donations.
The time is now.
The time is now.
And David, tonight officials are out with a new map of the fire zone where people can go to see if their home was impacted. They can go to recovery.lacounty.gov. Certainly a vital resource in this time. David.
All right, Kana Whitworth with us again tonight from California. Kana, thank you. And again, they are right now warning of this particularly dangerous situation. These Santa Ana winds roaring back tonight. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. Ginger, what are they expecting?
They can expect large wildfires, a high risk of those spreading really quickly if they start. And David, we've got 36 hours of what will be an urgent situation again in California. So let's talk about the setup. It is different than what happened last week. It's a little less, but still the type that can take down trees and power lines. And we've got this upper level support. That's why we put that low and high up at 500 millibars, as we call it, speeding up the Santa Ana winds and making it even bigger. Now, the geography is slightly different. This time we're talking about the Santa Monica Mountains, but we're also San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and of course Calabasas, Agora Hills, eastern San Gabriel Mountains, the Malibu coast. All of the cities that you see highlighted there are in the particularly dangerous situation red flag warning. That's something that on a normal year you'd see every 5 to 10 years, but they've had 4 this season alone. This is the 4th, so really, really big fire risk. And that red flag warning goes all the way down to the Mexican border. And finally, David, we are also tracking the serious Arctic chill, 22 below the feels like tomorrow morning in Minneapolis.
Yeah, those are dangerously cold temperatures we're tracking as well. Ginger, thank you again tonight. We'll see you first thing in the morning. Now to the other major news this Monday night, into that terrifying close call between 2 passenger jets, a Delta and a United jet approaching the Phoenix airport. The computers in their cockpits suddenly warning that they were seconds from colliding. Gio Benitez covers aviation.
Tonight, stunning images showing 2 jets on a mid-air collision course as they're coming in for landing at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. Justin Giddens recording from down below.
My first reactions were just shocked and surprised that 2 commercial airliners with hundreds of people on them were on a converging path.
The plane on the top is a United flight from San Francisco carrying 123 passengers. Below, a Delta Airlines flight from Detroit with 245 passengers. Watch this flight radar animation showing the planes nearly colliding on Saturday morning. According to data from Flight Radar 24, the planes coming incredibly close to each other at one point within 875 feet vertically and about 1,200 feet horizontally. That Delta plane going at 275 miles an hour. The only thing apparently stopping the planes from colliding, an onboard anti-collision system blaring in the flight deck. The commands heard on air traffic control audio.
We do have runway 8 in sight, cleared.
The Delta pilot then deciding to cancel their landing approach and go around. Both flights then circling before landing safely.
Normally, aircraft shouldn't get within a mile of each other. In this case, they were less than 1,000 feet. So the technology on board both aircraft, sensing that they were within seconds of a mid-air collision, told one aircraft to climb and one aircraft to descend, thus preventing a tragedy.
And David, the question tonight, if that alert system hadn't gone off, would the pilots have known that they were that close to each other? Both Delta and United say that those pilots listened to that warning, and now the FAA is investigating. David.
Really startling stuff. Gio Benitez tonight. Gio, thank you. Now to the American hostages still in Gaza. Tonight, President Biden now saying a hostage release and ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas is, quote, on the brink. Here's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, President Biden says a long-sought deal to release the hostages held by Hamas in exchange for a ceasefire in Gaza is finally within reach.
We're on the brink of a proposal that I laid out in detail months ago, finally coming to fruition.
With just days left in office, the White House working closely with Donald Trump's Mideast negotiator to broker a deal. The president-elect has been blunt.
If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
Sources tell us the deal would initially see Hamas releasing over 30 hostages, including some Americans. The administration believes there are 7 American hostages in Gaza, 3 of whom are thought to be alive. In exchange, Israel would pause fighting so desperately needed aid can get into Gaza, clearing the way for the remaining hostages to be released and ultimately a new governing body to be established.
The White House tonight says they are closer than they've ever been to getting this deal done, but it's not there yet, and they are now racing the clock, hoping to get this across the finish line before Biden leaves office, now in less than a week. David.
Mary Bruce live at the White House. Mary, thank you. Moments ago, Special Counsel David Weiss releasing his final report on his investigation of Hunter Biden with harsh words for the president. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the special counsel who led the investigation into Hunter Biden with sharp words for the president's decision to pardon his son. In his final report, special counsel David Weiss saying, other presidents have pardoned family members, but in doing so, none have taken the occasion as an opportunity to malign the public service at the Department of Justice based solely on false accusations. Hunter Biden was convicted on federal charges for lying on a gun form. During the trial, the president telling David he would not pardon his son.
Have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes. But days before Hunter Biden was set to be sentenced for that crime and for 9 tax-related charges to which he had pleaded guilty, the president reversed himself, granting his son a full and unconditional pardon. The The president saying Hunter Biden was treated differently and singled out only because he is my son, that he was selectively and unfairly prosecuted. Tonight in his report, Weiss firing back, saying these baseless accusations have no merit and repeating them threatens the integrity of the justice system as a whole. And while the president called the prosecutions of his son a miscarriage of justice, tonight the special counsel defending them as the culmination of thorough, impartial investigations, not partisan politics. And if we could be hearing from another special counsel soon. A federal judge is lifting her injunction, blocking the release of the part of Jack Smith's final report dealing with Donald Trump's role on January 6th and efforts to overturn the 2020 election. We could hear about that report as early as tomorrow, David.
Pierre Thomas with us live from Washington. Pierre, thanks. When we come back here tonight, the arrest involving WNBA star Caitlin Clark. A man arrested, authorities say, traveling from Texas to Indiana. Clark said she feared for her life. And tonight here, we remember a beloved actress who played her role for nearly 50 years. Tonight, a suspect is now facing charges for allegedly stalking WNBA star Caitlin Clark. Michael Lewis was arrested after traveling from Texas to Indianapolis, accused of sending threats and sexually violent messages to her over social media. He allegedly told police it was, quote, an imaginary relationship. Tonight, the CDC is now warning about 4 respiratory illnesses on the rise in 35 states: the flu, COVID, RSV, and norovirus. ERs across the country seeing a surge of patients. Many of those cases are flu-related. When we come back here tonight, the news involving Bob Dylan tonight. And did you see that image of the dog and the firefighter? A remarkable effort tonight. To the Index, a remarkable collection of Bob Dylan memorabilia on the auction block in Nashville, including early drafts of lyrics.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man.
Julian's Auction says 50 items in Saturday's auction, including Dylan's signed oil paintings and original art. A General Hospital icon, actress Leslie Charleson, has died nearly 50 years as Monica Quartermain. Leslie Charleson was 79. When we come back here tonight, the firefighter and the dog in need of help. Finally tonight here, the City of Angels saving the pets. Tonight, across Los Angeles, the pets being saved. The Pasadena Humane Society taking in animals recovered from the fire zone.
They're really dehydrated.
Roxy found in a house that had collapsed, her white coat covered in ash from the Eaton fire. Dr. Anna Sarfati and veterinary technician Vanessa Ortiz caring for her, tending to her burns. Dozens of donations arriving at the shelter, pet food, medicine for the animals.
Hi, David. We've taken in about 600 animals so far.
Dia DuVernay from the Pasadena Humane Society telling us every donation counts.
It really is a huge effort to take care of all these animals who need our help.
The nonprofit Wings of Rescue flying shelter pets out of the fire zone to safety. Hazel, Sergio, Magoo, and Archie.
This tripod?
Rick Browdy greeting the pets inside their kennels, inside the plane.
Hi, David. In the past 2 days, we've flown 2 flights carrying nearly 200 pets to shelters in the Pacific Northwest. We have at least 8 more flights on tap.
86 shelter pets sent to Utah, 6 to Oregon, 70 flown to Seattle. Pilots Felipe Morales and Justin Schneider with the puppies, hoping to find them homes elsewhere.
If your viewers would like to help us save even more pets, please go to www.wingsofrescue.org/donate. Thank you so much.
And so many of you saw the image captured by our team in Altadena. A lost dog standing by this firefighter as he battled the flames. Max, separated from his family in the Eaton fire. Dog trainer Chris Abkarian of Clutch Canine in Whittier, California, called in to help. Taking in Max, his family has been found tonight.
We're gonna go and take him to our facility, get him food, get him water, and then reunite him with his owners.
Max is doing well, his family preparing for his safe return. The firefighter who comforted Max.
Hi, everyone.
Firefighter paramedic Slater Lee.
We'll continue to do our hard work and do as much as we possibly can to support you guys.
Tonight, the City of Angels, living up to its name.
Thank you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you. You saw Max wagging his tail when the firefighter and the paramedics started to help him. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.